What is up, guys? In old Cambridge, I got a big roof. There's my hatch over there. Luckily there's two hatches on this one on this side and one all the way over there on that side. This is all warehouse, manufacturing warehouse space below me. Conditioned not just I don't know, 2-3 years ago, maybe at most. I'm looking for number 21. We guys changing the filters had heard a noise from one of the units and had left it off. And it looks like that was 23. This is 21 right here. Oh, yeah, we're off. Smack me right in the wrist. So let's get some panels off and see what may have caused our noise. I do know we're gonna start with the blower. These coils kind of need to be cleaned. It's a little dirty up top. The sun is bright today. It's like 70 something degrees. It feels wonderful out here, but I got a glare, so I don't know what y'all can see. But we've had problems with a few of these. We've lost motors and wheels on. I don't know which ones are which. I just know the history. I haven't had anything to do with finding or fixing or doing anything with the rest of them, but we've had blower issues with these are like 25-ton Tranes. So let me know in the comments if y'all have seen any issues with blower problems on these new Tranes. But let's get a panel off and see what we got inside. All right, the wind's kicking. I don't know if y'all can hear that. I'm sure you can. It's probably really annoying. Always lay your panels flat when the wind's blowing like this, because you'll lose a panel and puncture the roof and cause you a whole bunch of headache that you don't really need. All this looks fairly normal. I just figured I was going to take all the panels off. We had a noise, so I'm not terribly concerned about like having to make this run today. We just need to find out what the noise is, and with the blower issues we've had, that would be my first thought, is that we've had another problem with blower motors. I'm not sure exactly. I don't know what the failures were. I mean, look at that rubbing. That's gonna sit there and vibrate, guys. If y'all are doing maintenances and cleaning stuff, again, the glare is awful, so I don't know what y'all can see, but you can see where that cap tube's rubbing itself. There's an indention right there. It's not going to take much longer without being secured, and that cap tube is going to rub through and you're going to have a problem. And it doesn't take but one wire tie. If you just wire tied it like that one time, that's not going to vibrate no more. You're not going to rub, you're not going to have problems. I would probably secure it a little better than that, but just hanging there is not good enough. Just like everything else, all your wires coming over here, you got potential rub points. All of those are gonna rub. They've already got spots on them. That probably, I don't know if that should have been routed. Look, that should have been routed up top too. And we must be pulling pretty hard, or they did a crappy insulation job. There's insulation right here that is falling down. I mean, the filters are clean. These are like, it's just the return goes straight down. I think the supply does the same. But I mean, I would have used a wire tie, but that works. Like, that's better than nothing. All these little wires laying on stuff, guys, it doesn't really matter what it's laying on. It's going to vibrate eventually. Nothing looks too out of the ordinary. Get the damn smoke detectors in my way. I can't hardly get in there. Belt's probably overly tight, but it looks like it's worn. I don't know when it was replaced, or do have a spare down here. But it's tight. That didn't sound good. Okay. What was that? Okay. I don't see. Can't really see the other side. That's a bearing or a wheel or something. And you can kind of see where it's rubbing. Let's see if I can get in there. Oh shit. Look at that. It's been... Did it move? Bearing looks okay. You can see where it's been rubbing here. I mean, it's tore all that up. And that's been rubbing for a while. That rubbed a groove right into that wheel. Oh, the wheel's gone. Let me get at it from the back and see if I can see anything else. The wheel's gone. I want to make sure I check both the bearings. We'll get the belt off and cycle the motor and just make sure the motor runs. Get rid of that. So that's where we're at. Let's get to the back of it and see if we can see any more damage to that wheel. But that's jacked up. I think the last one's blew apart, maybe. I have to check, but like that just looked like it got out of position and rubbed or something. I mean, I don't have any movement in that bearing. It's like it's in there. I don't know how it would have moved. It doesn't feel like it's close enough to this edge. Unless it's moving. Oh yeah, there you go. I guess I didn't grab it that good the last time. Ain't got nothing left. So that's why it damaged everything. It was trying to sit there and run. Wheel came apart and rubbed the edge until it... Well, hell, it was sitting there running until they changed the filters and heard the noise and shut it down. So let's look at it from the back side and we'll go from there. We're going to leave this guy off and order some reassembly parts. So we got our panel off. You can see the return. So it's got a little bit of buildup on it, just dust buildup. But I mean, straight draw from right there. That's the entire return. Shouldn't be restricted in any way. It's drawn directly up. I don't know what exactly is on the supply side. I think it's just a drop and maybe like a four-way box on the thing. Not exactly sure. But the wheel's gone. It rubbed on this side a little bit too, it looks like. Worse on the other. So the bearings look okay. I'm not getting any crazy play. Just pulled in some insulation. And that noise I heard initially is just that wheel settling. So we ain't fixing this one today. We're just gonna get all the information. I gotta get the belt off and run the blower, get model and serial number. So get the belt off, I'll get a good grip on that bearing and make sure it ain't got no play, but it doesn't. I mean, I tried pulling in and out. It's hard to do side to side without two hands. But yeah, I want to make sure the motor's still okay, which I'm sure it is. The pulley feels all right. The idler pulley doesn't have like a whole lot of play. I mean, the belt's, it's again a little over tight than what I would probably do, but that didn't cause this. The wheel just fell apart, it looks like. I can't imagine. Still ain't really figured out why we're having so many problems out of these. Let's get our belt off and run the motor, go from there. Man, it's like 70 degrees, the breeze blowing. This is perfect. If we could just save this and I could do this all the time. Wouldn't be very busy, but this weather's about where I need it. Let's get back over here and check our unit out. All right. Now I just brought my little spare wrench up here, but y'all don't have to over tighten these things. I had to crawl my ass inside there and like 2 hands grab leverage to get the damn inside nut loose. I mean, snug is snug, guys. Like, don't over tighten. I know it's a hard thing to learn because I over tighten everything too. So, motor sounds okay. Like I said, that didn't really have any play to it. And those bearings are fine. It's all got to be torn apart anyways. I don't know, that housing. And the housing will probably be okay. It's just that one little sliver that's missing. I don't know, we'll see about that. But before I turn this guy back on, we're gonna go through and look, because I don't know what it's gonna be calling for and I don't know what's gonna come on when I turn it on. So I wanna make sure everything's safe. I don't want to blow nothing up. The panel's sitting right here. These are things to look for. It doesn't look like it's rubbing, but if it's just the right spot, it will. These are things you need to be catching on PMs, because it's gonna become a problem. The same stuff I always scream about. Right here, it doesn't look like it's really touching, but even if you just get a piece of insulation tape right there on top of that line, that way it doesn't. Low pressure switch wires, and right there it's even the worst. That's your discharge line, stage 2 discharge line, and this is condenser fan motor wires. So eventually you can see the rubs. Eventually it's going to get through the insulation and it's going to blow a big hole right in your discharge line. You're going to come out and you're going to have oil everywhere and you're going to wonder what happened. That's what happened. Nobody took the wires off. These need to be secured better. Oh shit. Well, here's another gift from, I'm assuming this happened from the factory. First of all, before we get to the gift that they gave us, it's rubbing there too on the actual head of that compressor. What the hell were you thinking? That second motor isn't secured at all. And they just ran the wires up and through the bracket over to the other motor. That's not gonna work. That motor's heating up. There's gonna be rub marks all along those wires where it's touching the motor and the bracket. So that needs to come off of there. That's gonna become a problem too. I mean, these aren't real complicated things, guys. If we just got our eyes open and you're looking for this stuff, it's pretty easy to find it. So let's turn the power on, see if the blower runs. Blower should come on first, I would assume. We can bump it as well. The wind moving that wheel. I bet that sounded good. I bet scared crap out of them filter guys. If y'all got filter guys too, watch them. These filters are contracted. Someone else comes out and changes them because there's a whole bunch of these things. They like to take 3 screws out and only put 2 screws back in. That's if they put any of them back in. I found the other screw laying on the roof. I don't know how much time that saves you only putting 1 screw or 2 screws back in. All right, so we're on. The question is, which one's my blower? Look at that. the blower. That wire there, first of all, you can see the rubs there on the end from where they're rubbing the panel. That wire looks like it's not tight. There's got some, has been overheating. We're gonna be careful with that. You got overheating wire right there. That's your blower. You can see that discoloration. The others don't have it. I don't know how well with the shadow that's showing up. That's discolored. And this is going to be one of your compressors here. It's way discolored. That's a loose connection. Anytime you see a connector discolored like that, that's a loose connection inside, or at the actual terminal itself. But it needs to be corrected. That wire needs to be pulled, restripped, get rid of all the bad wire, new connector. We'll check the contactors and stuff, but lugs are always better. Getting these spade terminals are the worst. These connections usually aren't too bad as long as you can make it good, but if you can get a lug in there, it's going to make a big difference. So I mean, we're not worried about amp draw or anything. Obviously there ain't no load on it. I just wanted to make sure the motor did run, and it's operating, so it looks like only the wheel is our problem. So we'll go ahead and shut it back down. And this was a quick and easy call. TSD 300, that's gonna be a 25 ton. I don't know what the other numbers mean, but they had the YCD, the YSD. They got a few different model numbers, how they start. Let me know if y'all guys have seen any problems, or gals, seen any problems with blower motors failing like that. Because I had to check with the other guys, but pretty sure all of them have failed kind of the same way. The blower wheel just kind of fell apart. Everything else looks good. I'm gonna shut this guy off. Watch out for your loose wires and your stuff hanging. Go buy some wire ties, please. And leave a cherry better than you found it. I'll see y'all next time.